Turkana, where British oil company Tullow Oil has suspended its operations in the oil fields of Turkana region, citing insecurity. The company decries hostility that has hampered oil transportation to the coast. Chief Executive Paul McDaid told the press on Wednesday the decision had been made since there was no indication that the situation could return to normalcy. For more than a month now, operations at the Lokichar base, which was launched by President Uhuru Kenyatta, has been grounded following a wave of protest from the local community who also want insecurity problem solved. The company had issued a warning that it would consider suspending the operations in the region if the government will not address the insecurity snag. Government, on the other hand, promised a pact with the locals to put the matter to rest, and the transportation of 2,000 barrels of commodity of the coastal to the coastal region will resume. That is what the government had promised. Now, just to tell us more on this developing story, we are now joined online by Honorable John Lodepe, who is the Turkana Central Member of Parliament. Mheshimiwa, good morning. Welcome to the program. Now, the government had promised that it's going to engage the local community and come up with some sort of a solution to the insecurity menace in Turkana. Have they begun the engagements?
Well, before I answer your question, I want you to know very clearly, and all the Kenyans, to know that as Turkana leaders, we have no problem about transporting the oil. We have seen the Tullow oil is the one who has a problem. The government of Kenya has already started addressing the issue of insecurity in Turkana, and we have already told Tullow to start transporting the oil. Now, the issue of not transporting, it's upon Tullow oil, not the government, not the Turkana leaders. You should first of all address
that they'll have proper security. Don't you think they need to have that assurance? Because Tullow Oil says that most of their staff members are foreigners and they need to be secure.
Now, the issue of the staff being secured, that's the work of the government. For us as Turkana, we have seen the progress. At least the government has responded to our issue of insecurity. At least now we have a bit of peace in Turkana. On our side, we have done our part. Now it is the government to take the security in the camp.
What are the people on the ground saying with regards to this development? Are they willing to welcome Tullow Oil back and make sure that they operate in an environment that is, peaceful?
You see, for us, our people wanted security, and the government has started doing the security. So for us, actually, our issue has been addressed. So the locals have no problems about the Tullow oil going on. But we have other issues about jobs, about other opportunities. That's one we can discuss as the job goes on well.
So you're saying some of the issues there around, especially insecurity, has been resolved so far. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not total of it, but I'm saying half of it, which can allow the operations to continue. We have other issues that we need to discuss with Tullow Oil and the government. The issue of the jobs, the issue of other opportunities. But we can start working, we can start operating as we continue doing other things. That's our position. We cannot say that we don't want operations to continue. We are going to incur expenses. We are going to make our people to suffer. And again, you see now, like, Tullow has stopped every operation, including humanitarian services, like water, which is also good.
So can you perhaps give us a rough picture of how the situation is like on the ground? Because, of course, Tullow has raised concern with regards to the security in Turkana. Can you tell us if everything is in order now?
I cannot assure you that it's totally in order, but I can tell you the government has responded. The government has tried. At least now for 3 weeks, we have not seen any attack. At least we have harmony.
So that's a deal that you have with Tullow that from now on, normalcy will resume and they're not going to face any kind of insecurity. That's what you're saying, right?
No, I cannot assure that one. You see now, every now and then, some more things erupt. But what I want to assure the Tullow and other investors is that the government has tried to address the issue of insecurity. The operation can start. We too as leaders, we are planning to meet and see the permanent solution, how we can stop this issue of rioting and demonstration now and then. Because it has also caused the county government a lot of resources. It has also cost the national government resources. So we too as leaders, we are planning to meet as Turkana leaders and see how can we be addressing the issues whenever we have a problem. Because we will not be resorting to demonstration and strikes and rioting now and then.
Mheshimiwa, one final question before I release you. This is a company that has pumped in about 100 billion Kenyan shillings in terms of investment, and since they suspended ferrying of this oil from Turkana to the coast, the CS Petroleum is a record having said that Kenya has lost about, is it $1 million shilling on a daily basis? How much of a loss has that suspension been to the people of Turkana, your people?
No, we cannot deny that. We cannot deny that it has affected our people. It is true, it has affected our people because we have small businesses, people who have been doing business with tallow oil. We have been people who have been employed in tallow oil. We know that one. But you see also, as a community, when there is an issue like insecurity affecting us, we will also raise that one. Now that at least it has been addressed, we don't want to see that one again occurring. That's why I'm telling you, as leaders, we need also to meet and see how we can stop this issue of demonstration and rioting. And you see, by the way, the tallow made a mistake for the first time. This issue could have not been occurring now if we had a meeting with tallow and the community to discuss every step forward. Sometimes tallow goes before us. Sometimes tallow run faster than us. So, but now we have a meeting as leaders. We need to meet as Turkana leaders and engage tallow in a way that we don't want to see more losses coming to this operation.
And speaking about that meeting, I understand there's going to be some sort of a meeting between the government and Tallow Oil today, whether they're going to sign some agreement. Are you people involved, as leaders from Turkana region? Are you part of that meeting?
I think this one is between Tallow and the government, national government. We as leaders will meet ourselves also so that we can also discuss among ourselves how we can stop this issue because we don't want to incur losses. We also as leaders, we are feeling that we need to sit ourselves, talk to our people, make them to understand when there's an issue, we can address in another way, not on demonstration. That's what we want
from where you're seated as a member of parliament, what do you think needs to be done moving forward to make sure that Tallow Oil or any other investors who might want to come and invest in Turkana don't face this kind of disruption?
Number one, the national government must provide security to both the locals and investors. Number two, the investors must involve the locals in every step, in every initiative before they take it forward. Number three, the government must be open to the locals, must tell the locals the opportunities that are there in terms of jobs, in terms of tenders, in terms of scholarship, so that we operate on an open environment. The problem we have now, not even the issue of insecurity. Sometimes we don't get information. And when we don't get information, the locals themselves, the community, not even the leaders, take initiative of demonstration without us even getting informed. Sometimes the country think the leaders of Turkana are inciting people. We are not inciting the people, surely. They are the people themselves. When people see they are not getting services, they are not getting informed, no information. Like now, people expect money to be given because we have started transporting the oil, because they lack the information. The tallow and the government must tell people when are they going to get the benefits of this oil. So we need information. When you have information from them, even if we don't know how much oil we have in Turkana, nobody has told us. That kind of things make people irritated, and people decide now to demonstrate. So we want the Kenyans to know we want this oil to be transported. We want this resource to help the Kenyan people. We want these resources to benefit the community and the Kenyans. So we have no intention of refusing to leave the oil to be transported.
Thank you very much, Honorable John Lodepe, there, Member of Parliament, Turkana Central. They are talking to us by way of phone. Now, still on Turkana County, the government has disclosed that it's in the final process of concluding talks with the local community there and Tallow Oil towards having a lasting solution to insecurity in Lokichar. Petroleum Principal Secretary Andrew Kamau says the deal will be struck by end of Friday, which is today. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
Tallow did not suspend the trucking yesterday. The trucking was suspended a month ago. after you saw what happened at the camps. The camp was invaded. You saw those visuals of the people breaking into Ngamia 8, where the oil was being transported to. And of course, because they have a lot of foreign workers, they thought in the interests of safety that they should close the camp and move away. Thursday last week, we received a draft agreement, an MOU, because what has been going on, of course, you've been reading, there have been work stoppages going on, and we needed to find a way in which we can resolve some of these issues without violence, you know? So what the agreement does, the MOU does, is between the county government, the local MPs, the local leaders and the communities, and Tullow Oil. It is then witnessed by the Ministry of Petroleum and Mining and the Ministry of Interior. So we are witnesses to the agreement. And basically the agreement is very simple. It basically says, if we have a disagreement, if we have a grievance, how do we deal with the grievance in a structured way?
From Turkana and Tullow Oil was there. Let me now take